asked me a question and I couldn't really give an answer to it because it sounded funny, but actually it's not funny. And the question goes, what would the world be like if women were to rule, like were to be in power as president? And I laughed my lungs out. Anyways, this is cancel me later, and you will cancel me later because I won't go with what you say. I go with what I say. My name is Teresa Njar, and with me is
Akpan Precious.
oh wow, Akpan Precious. So, Precious.
Yeah.
Plus, the question: if women could rule, no, if women are given the power to rule, to be in charge, what are we going to have?
Hmm. It's more like a roller coaster. I'm not gonna lie, cause mm, mm, women actually don't do logic. They are not logical like men,
Okay,
except in rare cases. Or we are naturally the emotional being, so we use emotions to work.
mothers, mothers. I would say mothers.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we are going to use emotion to work. For example, okay, how should I say this? I'm just saying, oh, so you people shouldn't drag me. I feel like
I
if
will
I be,
drag you first, but okay.
if I am the president and I'm in power, I'm going to use emotions. People that have hurt me, I think you be shouldn't be behind bars. Yes, because I feel like I'll work with emotions because of the hurt and pain. I'm I'm actually sitting right high, and I have to notice that this person hurts me, guy.
You're going to pay for it big time, right?
Honestly, you're paying for it. But I know that there are few ladies that have that logical
Yeah.
being in them. Let me put it that way. So I'm not really a logical being, but I know that there's a way my elastic limit can be. I could choose to be logical, but in not on this context, you get.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm naturally an emotional being. Yeah.
Okay, so now that brings us to the topic of today, feminism.
Hmm.
Yes, I said feminism. But quick one before we actually go to that topic we are to have.
Okay.
Basically, I just want to give like a brief history of how it all started,
Sure.
which was actually gender equality, gender equity. Actually, women were fighting for like a balance in the society, the rights to find equality in the society. Where it started from girls being stopped to have good education. They were only given basic education because in the olden days, back, let's take it backwards. Um Women were seen as homemakers. Your duty is to work, give birth to kids, get married. They don't want to know who you're marrying, whether it's a 70-year-old man, you're a woman, you shall should marry. You shall should just give birth to children and take care of the kids. Do you understand?
Mm.
So they didn't really have a place and all of that.
Okay.
So now let's come back to where they also got that figured out. Women got education. After the education, women now had a place in the society to say, oh, education. Even at that, when they started getting jobs with men, their salaries were not as high as men. Just imagine yourself in engineering, you're doing a hefty job as a man, but yet you don't have the same salary as that same man. You could even be doing better than him. Oh, but you're paid less. So women said, no, we want the balance. We want the equality. We want the equity. We want to be there. They said, okay, no problem. Then we went further. Now said, okay, we wanted a place in this society further to be in leadership, to be in power, to find ourselves where we can vote franchise. We had to fight for franchise.
That's more like we trying to find our bearing.
Yes, we had to fight for franchise. Don't get me wrong. We had to fight for franchise to get that place where we could vote. Don't forget, we could not talk on the table, round table.
Yeah,
We
because
couldn't make decisions, even at home.
generally everybody feels like women are timid and they're like the weaker version. Yes, but at some point we are weaker. But I think the exploits we do is mind blowing. And most times you see this thing like a woman being the brave one. I feel like if you are not the brave one, they go lock your destiny. Oh. You get
Even the Bible said it. We are the backbone. We are the strength for the man. We are that neck that holds both the home, the workplace, and the man together. Do you get?
Yeah,
So
I
we are
get.
that missing piece in between that holds everything together. So once that piece is shifted, everything collapses. Do you get? Which was that then we actually fought for all of those rights. We got the place in the society. We got our franchise. We got the right to vote. We got the right to sit at the table, right?
Yeah.
Women were happy, but even at that, we're still sidelined because there are some situations you find a woman and a man now, they'll always pick a man over the woman. But I mean, let's be realistic. A man is a man, a woman is a woman. So what we need is equity, not equality. We need a balance between these two. We don't need competition.
Okay, so let's go back to history. You said something about some positions. I think some years back, when they were actually doing presidential election,
Yeah.
there's this woman called Sarah Jubri. And so
Yeah.
funny enough, because she was a woman, she only had few votes, which didn't count. Cause okay, they feel like, what is a woman going to bring to the table? Yeah, she has emotions, but at some point she might have that logical side too. Because sometimes the emotions you have as a woman bring about the logical side. Because so many traumas can make you feel like, no, I don't want to be emotional anymore. I have to be logical.
I have to pick myself. I have to be a
Yes.
masculine side. I have to stand strong and I have to.
Yeah, there are some women that feel like, yeah, I want to have this masculine nature in me and I want to stand out to be logical, just like a man. And there are so many people that, so many women that confront you and you feel like, ah, this is a man confronting because they have that inbuilt manly spirit in them. So I feel like it works.
Yeah, it does work. That's why I use the word equity, creating the balance, right? Now, minus the fact that, oh, all of this is happening and people, women are silenced, right? Why fear of some men is when women come into power. We've had few experiences where women come into power and they misbehave because they are trying to guard their heart or they are trying to what, like I said, bring the masculine part of them, right? Like you said, women are more emotional than logical, right? Not all women want to work with a man because of their
Mm-hmm.
emotions. They feel like, oh, if I'm working with a man, he's going to override me. So I want to stand in that position. So they put on a tough act. They put on that tough space. They put on that space where they will probably demeaning the man and make the man feel less of himself. Do you get? Just because you want to stay in power, and which is actually not the right way to go. If you see, I've actually seen few women who actually do very well when it comes to power, and I've
Okay.
seen women who don't do so well with power. These women that do so well with power are men that are women. Sorry, are women that are able to actually think like a man. They are able to stand tall. They are able to reason as a man. They are not there to compete with you, bruh. Nobody is competing with you. They are there to work hand in hand with you. They are willing to actually sit down, take decision with the other gender, and know that okay, we're supposed to implement the decision. They are not going based on emotions. These are women that are in the dog war. They are not coming as victims to get empathy from the society or get empathy or sympathy from the men. No, they are there to actually do the job. Those are women that are extremely good, logical, think straight without emotions because there are decisions you have to make. Do you understand? And then work towards it. Anyways, all of that equity, gender equality, let's come back to today's generation, feminism and man hate.
I feel, thank you, Tessa. I feel like man hates most times are triggered through trauma.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're not
because
totally wrong though.
I feel like there's a reason for you to hate a man. Maybe because maybe growing up as a child, your dad left you.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
experience, right?
yeah, and now your poor mom has to survive with
Cater for you and all
like
of
so
that.
many jobs. And imagine if you guys are like 6, 7, and she has to look for a way to be the breadwinner. I would give my kudos to mothers that
No,
happen
trust
to
me,
be,
they
yeah,
have my kudos
yeah,
100%.
they happen to be both the male version of themselves and the female version of themselves because they have to take up their broken pieces from wherever they broke it from. That's why I feel like sometimes mothers that act like men should actually be given awards because it's not easy to actually put on the shoes of a man because it's a lot. So most of them are traumatized because maybe they didn't have a father figure and then they hate men. And mostly people that hate men might have been raped by one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's situations
Or
like that.
most of them that hate men might have toxic relationships.
Relationships.
And most of them might have come from the patriarchy system in which men had to rule. Like, for
Yeah.
example, being in a house that you are this daughter that is very intelligent and you feel like you can do better than your senior brother or your junior brother, that they are spending money to go to school, like they are giving him funds for school and he's just doing nothing. And you, as that girl child, you know that if they have to put little resources on that. So I feel like this happen in different categories, because you cannot just wake up one morning to say you hate men. There have to be a reason. If you don't have a reason, then you cannot say you hate men.
Yeah, but let's also come back to reality, because we are now in that phase where we know that, oh, we've gained the sympathy of the society and the
Yeah,
empathy of the society. I won't even use empathy, because for you to have empathy, you have to be in somebody's shoes.
you're right.
You've gained the sympathy of the society and all of that. Yeah, you
Okay.
can do whatever you deem fit is right for you.